Hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen here to the ESL ESEA Pro League. We're much further into the tournament. This time around in December, we're back from the major, having a grand old time. You were on Twitter then, weren't you?
I was, man.
Tweeting about the match.
Exactly, guys. There's matches that are going to happen on the stream tonight. It's just not me, doing my, piano impression, because I'm...
All right, you weren't just pretending.
No, totally not.
Good stuff. Yeah, we do have 3 games going on tonight. I think we had 4 originally, but one of them got rescheduled for tomorrow instead, so, it's all good.
Yeah.
And these are it, as you see here. HellRaisers and, obviously, Envy. Nip are playing SK, then SK playing Envy. I feel like the Danes are going to get beat up on a lot tonight, Samla.
Well, it kind of follows with the usual trend, right? I mean, it seems like Cadian has decided to take on the punching bag. I hear it's Carnival in Cologne, right? He brought his punching bag out there. He's like, get right, come play. It's like, boo, okay. That's great. I had to work on my right hook.
I feel like it's Carnival a lot in Cologne. I swear it was only like 3 months ago and it was Carnival once again. How many carnivals can they have in one city?
You got to wonder. You see Machine and you think it's Carnival every day. But
oh. Is it the shirt? He's not even wearing a shirt today.
No, I know, man.
This?
Dude, seriously, your shirts are so boss.
Yeah,
you just
like,
got to be repping that, man.
A steady progression of like really cool shirts. Now what's up?
Now you've taken a clear downgrade, but okay, we won't rag on you too much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. you've revealed the surprise of a live machine too early now.
Oh, you see, that's
played your ace.
You
ace
no,
the sleeve.
That's not the ace. I took your ace away. You tried to counter our, and then you're like, I'll do it live, right? You went full Bill O'Reilly on us, and then now it's like, okay, but you know what, guys? We're gonna go ahead and take a look at a quick recap from a match that happened last week in the EE Pro League.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL ESEA Pro League. The one and only game tonight. EnVyUS up against Penta Esports, and Envy can't afford to lose. And there is a substitute being used so far for EnVyUS. If they give up this game to Penta, would be really put themselves in a real tricky position. They can't afford to lose the one game, but Happy's doing a great job. Here they go. Here comes the train. MBK ready. Happy flashed out. Gets caught out, but it was a good counter flash. He will manage to get a no-scope on Tapson. Spins around, gets another through window.
Had to put a lot of resources towards his B-side. Straight through the Molotov as well. Tarson actually taking no damage. It dissipated at just the last moment. And they're pushing him, but MBK is there. He picks up Crystal. There's Tarson pushing the side. One shot towards MBK is enough to take the man down. And he's going to be looking for Happy. He gets him as well. 2 for Tarson. And Penta are well and truly in on this side, but here comes the backup. The cavalry has arrived, but Tarsin makes it 3 with that deagle. Oh Lord, Tabson trying to take some a leaf out of his book perhaps. Next, very low here, and then EnVyUS have to very carefully. Oh, that deagle is what it's all about this round. You can see the amount of damage that Tarsin's put down. The knife from Tabson. When we go to T side, it's like we saw with Schneider when he played his first game with HellRaisers. He struggled there as well to be part of that cohesive unit going forward, but there's Happy, gets 2 in mid. Just 2 over at A for Penta right now, but they're bringing the rest across fairly quickly. Happy is going to burst out from T-Ramp. He's going to take down Spitty straight away. The smoke is in his way, but the rest of his team have already pushed on towards this one. They have control of this A side. Happy goes towards Tarsin as well, and this is a great start from EnVyUS. MBK gets a knife kill on towards Tabson as well.
They have got Tabson left, the last man. They know where he is. He's trying to push through the molly. He's going to flash himself through and back in, but is he going to be able to find anyone? Gets himself one. That's going to be Kenny on bench. Finds another on MBK, and suddenly it's a 1-on-1. Bomb plan hasn't gone down yet. He's got plenty of time to play with, and Happy's on just 8 health at the back of Van, and that bomb is out of position. He's going to get a flick across the side. No way that happened!
But anyway, MBK, he's going to be punching in towards mid. We want to watch him right now as he tries to make the entry. Does he Spitty? He gets away. But the spray down is so beautiful towards Tabson. Absolute poetry in motion. MBK are the authors of Penta's destruction right now. Just 2 left. It's Crystal. It's Strux. They're trying to hang on. There's no hanging on to this one.
EnVyUS do pick up the win. It was definitely tested for them. If they'd have done that against maybe anywhere in mid-table, I don't know, your Titans of the world, I can't see them coming out on top. But then again, I can't imagine Apex would have missed that game either.
All right, there it is. We're now taking a look at the table here for the league. Who's doing well and who is not. No surprise, it's still TSM and Fnatic. It seems like they kind of took over the league in the first week and never let go.
Yeah, they're never gonna. They're actually pretty much like locked in, guaranteed, gonna have their match and gonna be able to make the land now at this point with this scoreline.
How far did they make it in the last major? These 2 teams.
You know what? I think it was a round of 8.
Ouch.
I know your little inner Dane is dying. Expat Swede is dying, or Impat Swede.
Device promised
Swede.
me they'd win the next major if I got him into the Overwatch beta, so we'll see if that's going to be a thing.
So you're not going to get him into the Overwatch beta?
Yeah, definitely not, just to spite him. Just to
just to spite him, because, I mean Duncan's got a point. Thorn's got a point. You know, it's just like they can't see. They've got the online stuff down. They've got the smaller lands down. Now they just need to get the majors down, because it's still at the majors that they fail to actually show us the level that they can.
We have HellRaisers and SK here. Both teams going to be playing tonight. SK still at the very bottom. They took that position. At least they've consistently been at the bottom of the league. So there's that going on.
Well, at least they're not 0-10 anymore. They got 2 wins.
Yeah.
Anders, 2 wins.
I mean, a team that seems to have been struggling with even finding like 5 players that want to stay on the team at all times. So things just have been really weird for that particular lineup, I feel like.
No, it's rough, man. It's rough. And then HellRaisers is the same thing, because they were going through so many shifts. They couldn't seem to focus or get their heads in the game for this league, and, well, it never really panned out. But now, guys, it's time to hear from our main man, Alex. Right there. Okay.
Okay, we did it. We did it live, folks. Hello, welcome back. It's that time once again for my Vulcan.com picks. I've got to go ahead and kind of cobble together a good roster, and I think it's pretty obvious who I'm going to go for with these games. Envy are playing 2 games, one against SK, up against HellRaisers as well, and then NIP up against SK as well. SK, as they said already, are not in the best form, as you would expect. So, sorry, Anders, no Danes are going to be featured in my roster today. So let's go down to the bottom. Go ahead, start with, what can I grab? I'm probably going to go for the 2 HellRaisers that are currently fragging like madmen, the new edition, so I'm just going to grab them first. Oscar, and I think Sticko should be around here somewhere. Cool, so that's the 2 fraggers, the mad fraggers, and they're pretty good bang for my buck. And look at these numbers for what they're actually, their average says. Okay, so now we're going to go French. Where's Keo? Keo's always cheap for some reason. Hey, Keo, how you doing?
That makes no sense.
No, I know. Neither does Apex. Here he is, 1200.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, below Tarsin, but we're going to grab them anyway.
Can they hear what we're saying as well?
I think they can.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
You can provide your input as well. But we've got Apex and Keo. I think I need one more. Envy. How high can I treat myself? What do we think?
Are you an Oak man?
I could go Nathan, but I'm not sure what that number's about. Let's grab Nathan for now, because I feel like Kenny's a bit too much of an investment considering I need 3 NIP members as well. Okay, where's Exist? He's down here. Now what are we looking at? 2,400 for the last 2. I can scrape together 2 more Swedes, I think. Freiburg, are you kidding? And
well, that's just throwing money away.
14. You think? You didn't go Freiburg? I feel like he performed at the major.
Yes, at the major he certainly did.
Maybe not online, but can I get Forrester? That's the question.
I think you could get Forrest.
Can I get him?
You got 1,500.
Oh, it's a scrape. I'd have to scrape the barrel with
Who do
like.
you have?
Oh, I can't. 958. I can't. I know I can't. I can't do Forrester. I'd have to get rid of one of these.
Oh no.
I could get rid of Sticko. Sticko's a bit pricey.
Sticko. I think Oscar's a safer bet over Sticko.
You what? Remove Oscar?
No. I
yeah. That's what I'd say. Okay, we'll take Forrest. That means I can at least get someone down here. Like, what are we thinking? Mousesports aren't actually playing today. Their game's been cancelled or rescheduled for tomorrow, so we're gonna have to.
Yeah, picking Mousesports players might be a mistake.
Yeah, I think I'd struggle if I did that. I can go Alu, I guess, God or Bot, whichever, and that still puts me in the same predicament. No, Mousesports aren't playing. We're struggling to balance this one. Balu.
We're actually just like taking over your segment here, Alex. You know what?
You guys have ruined my segment.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
a mathematical challenge.
Okay, we're gonna have to grab another HellRaiser. Not unfortunately, they could win against Envy. They have been close. They have been close in the past. And my final pick, I'll go ahead and grab. Where is he? You told me off for it, but it's happening. We're getting a Freiburg. Yeah, support Freiburg. Of course, I'm repping a very reputable team name. And we're going to be going to read down that roster. We've got Oscar, Angel, Keo, Apex, MVK, Exist, Forest, and Freiburg. That's pretty good. Of course, hedging my bets towards Envy and NIP, understandably, especially up against SK later on. If SK can even make it interesting, that would be interesting. I mean, like, what are we talking here? You're putting funny faces at me. But if you guys want to do better, if you feel like you could kind of play with the numbers, play with the odds, and actually manage to get Oscar and Sticko in your roster, have a go over at Vulcan.com using our code ESL Pro, all together, all in caps. Or if you're lazy, head on over to the description and you can click it to get exactly there. They'll double both your deposit and your Vulcan gold. So do be sure to check that out. And now I get to hand it back to 2 handsome men who want to talk a little bit more about Envy and HellRaisers.
That we do. That's great.
He's actually here to hug it out this time, Anders.
Yeah, he's here. I like it. You should stick around, Alex, and have some
Much more fun to do
with
it this way, bro.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's very sweet.
Jealous?
Oh, I am a little bit, definitely.
So
I'll get my chance one time. I hear it's Carnival tomorrow, actually. There could be some alcohol involved there.
Andrews?
I won't rule anything out. Yeah, I mean, this is such a weird matchup, isn't it? HellRaisers and Envy, and on Cobblestone of all maps. I've been looking a lot at Cobblestone recently. Been having a grand time.
But mainly when you look at Cobblestone, you just get really frustrated, and you're like, why can't I throw this nade down somewhere? You know, like, so.
Yeah.
Have you made any progress with the nade throwing? I know you've been actually like going pretty hard on the map.
I've been going pretty hard at it. I've finally come up with a couple of things. None of these players know what it is, but some of the Nip and Fnatic guys do because I asked them advice, and you know, because I'm actually so lost on Cobblestone that like everything I test, I take a screenshot and I throw it to someone on my list and say, "What can this work?" And they're like, "Probably not." Like, 2 hours wasted. Back to doing something else. So, but yeah, I finally come up with some stuff that might be workable. What's really weird about Cobblestone is for the longest time, and I guess still to some extent, a lot of us were raving about how there should be no skyboxes, because then you can throw all the grenades you want. But actually, lack of skyboxes on Cobblestone means there's a bunch of grenades you can't throw. Like, you can't bounce them into the skybox and have them fall down. So, like, you're missing, like, a whole dimension, which means some of the grenades just really high, especially Molotovs, because they are airborne for shorter time, obviously. They explode mid-air. So but the fact that you can't bounce them into the skybox means you have to throw them into like a wall and then bounce them back, and that's very ineffective for some angles.
Give an example, Anders. Give an example.
The whole of B bomb side, right? That wall that you're sneaking into when you're on the terrace side onto the plateau, that whole wall there. If you want to throw Molotovs over that wall into like somewhere, like say you could throw them from there back to like the hen house in the back corners. I mean, like you can't bounce them into anything to get them there. You have to walk out and be visible. So there's like a bunch of weird. I'm not saying that there should be skyboxes. I'm just saying it's a problem I never thought of. And now I'm starting to wonder about other maps. Like if we removed all the skyboxes, would we have that problem that some of those grenades would disappear? Like on Inferno, when you're on top banana, you throw the Molotovs into the ceiling and throw them down, right? Can't do that if there are no skyboxes. So yeah, give and take, I suppose.
Yeah, that's actually the main one that comes to mind. I guess when you're thinking about skyboxes is like the Burning Ring of Fire. When we started seeing teams do that, that was pretty wild, pretty cool.
Yeah, there's some really fun stuff like that. So I hadn't really ever thought about it. Now that I've sort of looked at it, maybe I don't know what to make of it. I think I tweeted that I never like hated the maps as much as I did Cobblestone. It's a bit weird because I actually think watching it is a lot of fun. I have fun watching Cobblestone. I just have a really hard time playing it myself. Yeah, now, and I have a really hard time figuring out new things on it.
It's a good thing we enjoy watching the map now, Anders, seeing as how it literally shows up every single time now in the majors. Totally random. You know, but what was it? Something crazy number like 6 out of 8 times Cobble got picked.
Yeah,
and it's just like, well,
I think
okay then.
Peter, who is over at HLT.org and one of the sort of rocks of the community, even though nobody really knows, he did the calculation because that's what he does and he's very good at it. He found out it was like 3% or something that would happen. That it like 6 out of 8. That was like a 3% chance.
Oh yeah, it was Duncan as well. The Thorn did the same thing.
Yeah. So lots of fun times there. I don't know what to say. I mean, I guess it can happen. 3%. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's what the devs are saying, right? They're like, no, it's nothing to matter with our code. We didn't forget a line in there somewhere. No, never that.
Yeah.
If Cobble then pick the damn map.
Well, the thing is, because everyone's saying, well, it's a conspiracy because people want the AWP, you know, the Dragon Law and drop on this map. Obviously, they just need to add cool weapons to the other default maps. What's the problem? I mean, that actually should happen some point soon. Just
each map has a rare drop?
Yeah, each map has like a really cool drop because
the rest of them are pretty garbage. Like there isn't really anything useless, that stands out. I'm like, yeah, I got a drop. Oh, it's an ugly ass Galil.
I think one of them has like an M4. That's not even like an M4 that a lot of people want, but it's kind of there, you know.
No, it's disappointing. I think the main gripe for you is the fact that there are like very, very, very few wallbangs on this map as well.
Right.
If any at all.
Bordering on, I found one that also works in reverse, so it can be done from like both sides, like both CT and counter-terrorist, depending on like what you want. But so there's only one that I found that's really valuable. The rest of the time you might as well not even try. So it's literally all down to like clever flashbangs and Molotovs and smokes. That's how this whole map is played, and that could be a lot of fun. But the challenge, I think, of that kind of map is that it becomes increasingly hard to try and explain to newcomers, exactly why it's fun. Like all of the small details. Like I'm not even sure I you know, probably no commentator should ever say this, but I'm not even sure I fully can keep up with like the metagame of how to play this whole plateau area, right? Because I can understand that people throw smokes and counter smokes and they throw grenades to try and stop rushes. Like all of that's very sort of rudimentary, but the exact sort of detail in which someone throws a smoke and how people lurk through the smoke and what the timing is to do certain flashbangs, depending, like these things change all the time, right? And it's like micro changes that are super hard to pick up on unless you're actually playing in those like pro level games, which obviously we're not. So like this whole area is like subject to a lot of changes, and they're probably very interesting. We just like as a community haven't done a good enough job of like trying to get the pros to tell us about it, because otherwise we're just trying to guess, and you know we obviously do what we can to keep up, but it's actually very difficult to having a map that almost is based on just like grenade mechanics. And obviously a lot of aim. So we still get the aim to have fun with. Well, we've got the knife round coming up here. It is HellRaisers who end up winning it. And good for them, because they're going to need it. They are playing the last major championship winners here in Envy. And it is a best-of-1 game. And right now, Envy doing pretty well in the league, starting to definitely get up there.
They're getting there. They're dancing on the edge, right? They've got 7 losses right now. That's really cutting it close when you're looking at like Solo Mid and Fnatic, who are sitting at the very top with 17-3, 14-3. All right, you really want to be keeping it on the low side of the single digits. So Envy, this is again, I think like right now they're just kind of dancing on the edge. If they want to make this land, they have to just maintain it here and just close out the season strong. Just win every map that's remaining here in the group.
Pretty much. We do have another major championship winner here in Schneider, who's been picked up by HellRaisers in a move that very few people probably saw coming. Bit of a strange pickup, but maybe HellRaisers just become like the place where, I don't know, ostracized European talent end up.
Highly possible. Okay, let's see how it breaks down here already. Schneider doing some work, taking out NBK, who went in first off that plateau. Straight rush onto the B site, guys. No subtlety here. Schneider still alive at the back, and he will get caught in the end. So after Schneider's initial struggle, or at least his initial shot, they get literally nothing, HellRaisers. They get mobbed.
Yeah, Kenny with the triple kill, and was really, really unfortunate, but kind of cool anyway. See if I can. Can I draw on this minimap? I don't know. I'm never quite sure how that works. Maybe later on I can. Either way, Kiyoshima, he managed to run into a corner over at that B-bomb site just when Schneider peeked out from the chicken coop, I think Mo was yelling at over at Reddit or something.
Coop. Yeah.
Chicken
coop. It's hen house.
Chicken coop.
It's hen house.
All right. Well, either way,
I mean, Mo should know he's a hen, right?
Kiyoshima managed to actually hide in a corner that meant that Schneider couldn't see a thing when he peeked back out again. So that was very unfortunate. Now it's down to Nova Shotgun on Oscar and mostly pistols. No armor, actually 3 deals and no armor at all on HellRaisers. But Schneider will open up with the first shot there. Angel going to get shot in the back by Happy. We'll see if Happy can do a little bit more here. Clicking away Kucher as well. Wants to walk in. Schneider is over here with the deagle in hand, but seems like he's going to be missing most of the, if not all of the shots here.
So scary. And there it is, the tag and the kill. Schneider with 2, just holding his own, neither of them hitting any shots. Happy not connecting once with Schneider, despite him having an AK. And Oscar with the Nova misses his first shot, and that's the only chance he's going to get. Apex wipes him out, and the remaining 3 members for Envy just moving up steadily onto that A site. Will get the bomb plant. They don't really have the best guns to deal with this, but it's not the end of the world for them. Get that bomb plant, get that round. AK is going to get saved by Stuko, though. And where did Schneider get his first kill? I thought that was on Plateau as well, right?
I think it was. There was someone else sneaking out there. Well, obviously, must have been Kiyoshima, but...
So maybe he didn't have a gun if they are only finding the single AK?
It sounds like Envy to have just the one AK and then a bunch of submachine guns. It's a shame that Oscar got caught in that crossfire, or he was sort of flanked from both sides there. Because you knew once he missed a shot and he had no body armor, he was going to be dead. Like, those SMGs and the aim punch were obviously going to wreck him, so... Second round going in favor of Envy.
Time to go for the wall bang into the... Oh, yep. Oh! They hit him in the end. They hit him in the end, Anders. It was close. They actually go for the wall bang into the porta potty. Sounds like a messy thing, but the man lives, and then it's full deagles across the board. Come on, Oscar.
You know
Oscar, join the party.
You know what it would have been, though? It would have been like full Game of Thrones style. I mean, to get killed on the... I mean, it's not a crossbow, but still do the trick, I'm sure.
Hey, guys, this is my Tywin impression.
Exactly. All right, well, 2 MAC-10s, 1 MP7 still in play, and armor only on Stikos here. I think he picked it up for the AK to see if he could do a little bit more damage. They do have a pretty good stack going on, including some grenades. Look at the damage being put out here to Envy. Schneider gonna pick up 1 kill. Kima Tsushima trying to return and actually doing a good job here with a double kill. That's a bit of a shame for HellRaisers considering the huge stack they had in that bomb site.
Holy hell, all right. Oscar does manage to lurk his way in close, though, so he might actually be able to catch somebody off guard here. There is somebody who's very low. That's Kenny. He's only got 8 HP. So if Oscar could find Kenny, Kenny's actually going to be the next man running in here. Easy kill, and he only gets the MAC-10. So that's a little unfortunate for him. Not the best gun, unless he can get a kill here. Wow, Oscar really bringing it back. He actually gets another one. This is like 2 kills, $900 extra going into his pocket on top of the round loss bonus.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, making the most of it and making Envy sweat maybe a little bit. Obviously, never going to win the round, but not too bad either. So 3-0 in favor of Envy, and we'll see what Oscar can do with what he has here. Is he going to pick up, 1 grenade as well? He's like a scavenger at this point, you know.
Those 2 kills, that's a full set of nades now that he gets for free pretty much. Really nicely done. So now he's going to be able to afford to get whatever he wants, and it's going to be an AWP. So
solid choice.
Yeah, fully equipped, no problems. And the rest of the team actually managed to get at least a couple of the essential nades. I see some incendiaries and some flashes. So they should be able to deal with, reasonable nade count on Schneider, actually. He's got a full set. So now it comes down to whether they can actually get the job done here, Envy, versus a team on the CT side, at least, that have a good nade count to deal with them. And there we go. First incendiary used. And the follow-up flash.
Good job, Kenny, returning these kills here. I mean, that's a favorable trade for the terrorist side, but Happy going down is a big problem. That loses control a little bit here of the center of the map. Apex in a fight as well. He's going to win it against Kucher, and now it's back to a 2 versus 2. Oscar holding on one side, and Stiko obviously trying to be on the side itself. Going to land the 1 headshot here. Now it's all on Kenny for the quad kill to win the round.
He knows, hits that shot. He knew exactly where Oscar was playing from. Flash out into the open, makes the jump, and he's actually going to try and make the run for the A site. He's got the angle as well, so if Stiko tries to push through connector behind him aggressively, he could take him out fairly easily. But now, yeah, Kenny, great choice on his part, actually makes the run. He's going to be able to get the bomb plant for free, plants it in the open as well. So if he's quick enough to get across here, he can actually hold this AWP. With this AWP, he's got a great angle to hold this bomb now.
Stiko, he has no idea. Like, how could he possibly guess that he'd be all the way back here? He actually legs him first. Still going to be very tough. He's got the Tech 9 as well. Kenny has a huge chance of winning. Will end up doing it. The quad kill, 1 versus 2 clutch here at the end. And that's going to be Envy winning the round. And, I mean, for HellRaisers, that has to be a little bit hard to swallow.
Yeah. I'm just trying to imagine right now what's going through Schneider's head. Like, are they? We have to find out, Anders. We have to go and talk to them now and just be like, okay, so the communication on the team, how does it work? Do they speak English? I mean, they must be speaking a little bit of English for you to figure out what you need to be doing, or unless it's a very fixed position that you're playing, so you just kind of know what to do. Very odd. I mean, he's still sitting on 5 frags right now, Schneider, so he's going toe-to-toe with Envy. It's the rest of his team now that need to wake up.
Right, but that could also very well be a result of Schneider just simply, as you almost said, like just playing on his own. When you're playing on your own, it's the easiest thing in the world to bait your teammates into getting kills. I'm not necessarily saying that Schneider's doing that sort of intentionally, but you know, if you can't communicate with them, how are you essentially going to not bait them? You either try and sacrifice yourself for them, but if you haven't communicated that you're sacrificing yourself, then it's not much of a sacrifice. Whereas if you wait for them to get shot first, then you get the kills. And then I think it's been sort of well demonstrated at this point that looking just at the scoreboard is a very bad way to figure out who's playing well. But sometimes it gives an indication, like Kenny being 9, 0, and 1, definitely doing a pretty good job right now. Conversely, Envy hasn't killed anyone yet, but then they haven't lost a round yet, so he hasn't really needed to.
Yeah, he's been kind of. It seems like he's kind of been the first man in every time as well. So
don't be deceived by the scoreboard. That's what we're trying to say here.
You have to look. What's the context?
Yeah.
Of the frags.
Do some analysis.
To quote the dunk.
Well, Oscar is down there, and he could have stuck around and tried to fight a little bit, but because they don't have control of middle too much either, they sort of felt like that wasn't going to be a good idea. They've got a good stack right now on the bomb site, and Apex is setting up for a smoke. It's going to land somewhere over by the doors, and it looks like they've got one further back for the SWAT truck as well, so good setup right here. Flashbang goes into the middle, and Apex, I think he actually stuck that submachine gun into Stiko's mouth and ended up killing him with it. Oscar doing good work here for the 1, for the 2, gets a headshot on Kiyoshima, and that's going to be a nice triple here. Finally something working out for HellRaisers.
What a round from him. Oscar single-handedly making up for that whole situation. 1v3 basically. Lines it up, and he keeps cool. Sometimes you'll have these operas, they take that shot, they try and force it, they take it a little bit too quick, but we see there with that third one, he was able to just slow down, line up the shot, bam, get the job done before he was taken out. That was really nice work there by Oscar. That's the kind of firepower that HellRaisers really need as well. So the fact that this guy, he's just joined up with the team now for a couple months, and he's already showing that he can go toe-to-toe with some of the best in the world, that's very uplifting news there for HellRaisers.
Yeah, it seems like Oscar is like a more balanced version of Simple, you know? It's like he's not shooting quite as hard, but he's also a little bit more sociable maybe, like, you know, just...
More balanced than Simple,
you can have him in a team for more than a week, basically, is what we're trying to say. That can be a really big advantage sometimes. 7th round is coming up, and the AWPs are still all in play. Envy, obviously, not with the best economy, because they did actually suffer a lot in the first 3 rounds, but now they're doing trying to get back into it here. Angel already down to 17 health, trying to walk through the smoke. And the rest of Envy, they're sort of still making an approach towards the A-bomb site near Oscar. Going to try and see if he can take the shot. He missed the last time. This time, he doesn't even get away, and that's obviously a big problem.
They work so well together. That 1-2 combination between Apex and Kenny. One guy comes around the corner. Kenny's there to take the shot, make sure that his teammate stays alive. Apex might get caught out in the open here, though, and yeah, crossfire established. NBK does remove Schneider from the balcony, so NBK's on the board, but then Kenny gets taken out as well. So now, man advantage here for Envy. The Lurker, Happy, is going to find Kucher, so Drop is vulnerable now. Angel has to worry about getting flanked, and that's exactly what he's going to be looking for here. Is Happy going to be coming off a plateau? That flash should give it away, and an easy kill there for Angel, but still, 1v2. He's on the other side of the map. He doesn't have any money. It's almost a situation where he should just be backing off to save, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Right, so the 4 people that are pushing A, they split through going through the hallways and going through the middle of the map, which is a good idea, just to no reason to put everyone out on the same exact choke point. But then having Happy lurk behind like that is so effective because it works. I mean, this time he sort of stops them from even trying to reinforce the bomb site. They have to stick around and wait for him. If they try, then he's shooting in the back. If they ever go for a defuse, then, you know, he's going to be in a position to still flank around there. So it's just a very, very smart idea to have that one guy lurking back there.
That's what makes these god tier teams so strong, is that they don't need to be all 5 to run in and take a site. They actually have fraggers that hit so hard that you could just leave it to 4 guys, and it's fine. They'll be able to take care of that job. That seems to be one of the new stronger metas on the T side, at least. You know, you have that death squad that just roams around and just annihilates everything it runs into. This time around, it's going to be more of a group effort.
It's so unfortunate because Angel doing a really good job there, but the fact that he's instantly returned is obviously a really big problem now. Happy trying to pick up a kill there, get the one on Kucher. Schneider not hitting the shots down on that bomb site, ends up getting killed for it. Stiko though, very close here with a 5-7 in hand. Happy is going to be gone. Oscar is trading up his shotgun for an AK. You got 2 versus 2 right now. If they get a quick kill in here, even without the defuse kit, they could make it, but this boost around here, it might be costing them a little bit too much time.
That's clever. They might be able to catch Kenny off guard. Steps, though, might give it away. Kenny, he spotted the man, and now Stiko trying to lend a hand. Crossfire's there. They just can't seem to kill this guy. The HE is going to sail in and go too far. And Kenny's still here. What is this? How is he still alive?
I don't think there's any reasonable explanation for that. That would be the case. Stiko going to get shot in the back as well, and Kenny, 3 health, running away. And actually, it's Kiyoshima who's end up going down. That's ridiculous. Like, look how little space there is behind this box. I mean, you can understand the problem. He's getting shot from one side and the other, and still makes it out. Some sort of magician.
Ludicrous. So it puts him up at 12 frags as well. I just like, he's just like, I'm out. He's at 3 HP. I'm out of here. Keo, thanks for...
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with this on your own, Kiyoshima.
Yeah, thanks for your sacrifice, Keo.
So maybe I mean, they do have their coach with them here at HellRaisers, so maybe could it be some sort of timeout?
Tactical pause, maybe?
trying to see. All right, happy.
We got one guy dropping. Yes, okay.
I was gonna say maybe it could have been like, you know, HellRaisers trying to teach Schneider a bit of.
I don't think that they're not in the. Wait a second.
What?
Oh yeah, so they are speaking English apparently on HellRaisers as well.
I mean, you have to assume that would be the case.
There's no other. Yeah, I don't unless somehow Schneider learned Ukrainian overnight and I wasn't aware of it. It's not going to happen.
I would certainly. I would respect that. I think that would be cool. But it's unlikely. Maybe he's been playing matchmaking and he's already introduced to like some of the words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not the ones I think you'd want to communicate to your team, but still, there's a chance right there.
What is Vincent on about?
Tell me.
I don't know. He's just like, it's us. It's us. Oh, right, because we're... Yeah, right, okay. I get it now. I get it now, Vincent.
Well, speaking of Vincent, he's no longer on the server. Did he disconnect to go and write on Twitter? Is that what's going on there?
I think that's exactly what had to happen here, man. I mean, regarding... Unfortunately, right now, regarding this match, there isn't a whole lot to go on about, just because when it comes down to straight fragging, it just seems like the guys who are able to land the shots just happen to be French.
Yeah, pretty much at this point. I mean, there's not a lot to say. We need HellRaisers to step it up here and show us something a bit more. Right now, Schneider in the B-bomb side. Oscar had that one good round with the triple, but those also account for, you know, more than 50% of his kills. So 9 rounds into the game, we need more. We just need more right now for the HellRaisers team. They've been trying, but I mean, look at the refrag power on EnVy. That's the other problem, right? Every time they go for like a quick play here, HellRaisers, they try and fight them early on, which I really like. I actually like the idea of trying to fight people when the terrorists already. I for a long time have wondered if it's not possible to try and block off this entrance as opposed to this one over here, right? Because if you could push the like, this is obviously a huge choke point, right? So if it's somehow possible to push people back here, then you know, maybe you'd have an easier time with the CT side. Seems like HellRaisers are trying to take a really early fight. And I talked to Threat about this before he went to Japan and left all of us. I haven't really gotten all of that yet, Threat, by the way. But
traitor. Yeah,
definitely a traitor. But he said his team had tried it at the time and hadn't had like too much success with the Team ESEA, right? Hadn't had too much success with it. They felt like they could maybe take this choke point, but the problem would quickly become that
how do you hold it?
Yeah, how do you hold it, right? Because there's still the drop back here. So obviously, if you lose control of drop, but you have that point up there, you're going to be in a weird position anyway. So yeah, I can understand why, but that would be one of the fun things.
Actually, like if you lost control of drop, you'd actually have to worry about getting caught in a pincer of your own making at that point.
Yeah,
so you're trying to watch this angle, get out of plateau. Oh wait, they're already onto the site.
I'll show you a grenade that I really wanted to throw that I'm almost 100% sure it can't be thrown. So if somebody figures it out, then I'd be very interested, very curious. I wanted to throw a Molotov that sort of like, I thought maybe you could like get an angle from in here that would allow it to sort of be bounced up and hit this wall and then back down here. Because if you could land a Molotov in this room, then so many fun things could happen, right? It would be a very cool way to clear out this room. But the angles just don't quite work. I wish that they did somehow, but I can't.
Is this where we have to like reach out to Valve and just be like, "Hey guys, do you mind tweaking the map just a little bit?"
I have at times thought about, you know, if that was a possibility, if I could write Valve and say, "Hey, this would be very cool if it could work," but at the same time, it would also be a bit weird, I guess.
Well, considering the map is like T-sided, do we want to give more ways to make the life of a CT harder?
Right. So if you had to balance it for the CTs instead, I wonder how that would work exactly.
Because it's tricky enough trying to hold drop as it is, right? So
yeah,
if you can get mollies dropped on you while you're holding this room as well, I think that, you know, players like Taz right now, you know, Anders, they're not really happy with you at all for talking about this.
Maybe we could come up with a couple of different ways. I mean, oh yeah, it's all like I'm trying to run through in my mind about like the stuff that I found so far, and it's all like very, very like just like details. It's like small details about how to throw like a really good pop flash that might work some of the time. It's like small stuff like that.
Where have you tried to throw the smoke from though? Like if you could, because are you talking about smoking that choke point or just trying to control it straight up with the fight?
Oh, you mean back here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like gave up on it after a while. I feel like there are a couple of different ways you could try to do it, but it's like...
Could it happen fast enough where somebody's not going to be able to just run through that smoke without worrying about getting shot in the face?
Well, they could probably run through, like, they can get here faster than you can. Like, they can get to around this spot, something like that, before you get up on the plateau, right? You can't really stop them from doing that. I mean, even if you put down a smoke or a Molotov, they could ignore that. But the problem is, let's say you did it, but then you put down, like, fire, like, enough Molotovs on this. You could throw, like, a Molotov here and then another Molotov here, right? And then, you know, where would they go? But is it worth spending all that? Like, all they have to do to counter that is wait 20 seconds, you know?
Yeah,
so it's like you're not really gaining a hell of a lot for a lot of utilities used that could be used somewhere else. So
I guess you're guaranteeing the anti-rush.
Yeah, it's...
Even then.
It's just like...
a couple of HEs in there. And
it's one of those calculations. I think you can never like say 100% it's not worth it. You have to like try it at a pro level to figure it out. And the fact is, a lot of the pro teams are very like not receptive to trying new things at all. Like the
really?
The Counter-Strike metagame doesn't evolve by someone just saying, hey, let's just try this like completely different thing and we'll go for it. It literally evolves by, like, you know, people in practice games suddenly like coming up with like a small variation or a good counter to something that's already established, right? Nobody ever says, and I think that's partly down to the fact that the schedule for all these teams is so tight that no one has the time to sit down and say, let me just try and like outthink my opponents like 3 or 4 steps ahead. There's just no time for it. So
no, the prac time is still pretty tight.
Yeah, so it has to be like one step at a time. Like, you do this, then I find a way to beat that, and then I'm winning, and then, you know, and that is still like a really fun thing. I love, you know, to see those things evolve. But sometimes it'd be fun. I mean, some of the teams do it every once in a while. Like,
you have to wonder how quickly the evolution could happen if there was like a month off.
Yeah, well, I know some teams who have that now. Mouse Sports is one of them soon. I mean, once CO is done.
Well, let's talk about teams that can have an impact in a tournament.
Whoa. You're trying to throw down with my boy Gob.
I'm still trying to get over the R-rated horror film that I happened to be tuning into on stream the other night.
Yeah.
Happened at Cbble. It was against some Poles.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
that was...
Still, I would caution.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah. How long have you been cautioning me about this?
My boy Gob has been spending time at the gym and everything, man. He's going to come after you.
He's going to... yeah, okay. That's fine, you know.
Yeah, he's got that kebab knife and everything.
On the server.
Don't want to mess with him. Definitely don't. No, I mean, I was super disappointed in Mouse Sports myself for the major tournament. I thought they screwed that up really badly for themselves. But they're one of the teams that actually, after Cbble, do have a lot of time off where they can, you know, spend some time working on things. And they're one of the teams that once got into got past the whole I'm playing global offensive and not 1.6 thing. Once he started picking up, he actually was one of the leaders who actually did bring a lot of things in that people hadn't been doing before.
Sure.
So
the question is, why I don't think like your boy Gob, he can keep that kebab knife sheath, you know, because I don't think the issue lies with him. Once again, I still think it comes down to his fraggers who need to get their heads in the game at the key times to actually win the maps.
Yeah, because we've seen what happens if Nex, Chris, and Nico are all like going ham. Then they look like a world-class team, but then that almost never happens. Like, not all at the same time, right? It's more like Chris and then like a little bit of some other people, and then like Nico and a little bit of a couple of others, you know? So that I agree, is definitely the problem. But I guess we'll see. So we're still waiting on an update, everyone, just to figure out what's going on here. Trying to obviously get Happy back on the server.
I just tweeted him.
You just tweeted him saying, get back on here.
So where you at?
Has he replied, or is he completely gone from the internet? All right. Did we find anything to drink in the meantime, Matt? Is that a thing? Yeah, well... Well, in the meantime, I guess we'll give him a couple of minutes here to get back on, because I feel like if we go to a break now, that's going to be the exact time he gets back, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, let's pretend we said we're going to break, and then like within the next 20 seconds, Happy's going to be back on. I can assure you that's how it's going to work.
Well, you know how the French are, right? Fashionably late.
Yeah.
Always.
How does that work? Where does that come from?
Well, you know, it's how you tell time, right? You know, some people have a watch. Right, and they just say, and the watch kind of just says, yeah, sometime around then. You know, it's not accurate in any way. There's actually no numbers on the watch. It's just like, oh, well, it's supposed to be around 3. Perfect. And then he looks at the watch, it's like around 3. Ah, good, I gotta go now. Like that's how it works in a French mind.
Excellent. Well, I know a couple of people like that who aren't even French, but it's just like it just happens.
It's the best way to mess with a Swede I've found.
Yeah.
When they're like, "Hey, let's go do lunch," and I'm like, and they're like, "Yeah," I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So it's like, oh, "Okay, you're on your way," and I'm like, "Yeah, soon." You could just hear, you know, like the twitching and the, you know, like the jitters on the other side. Like, what do you mean by soon? when
I need round integers.
Because right, but for a Swede, you know, it's like you have lunch. It's at noon. Noon, and that is it. 1, 2, be there. And then I'm just like, yeah, I'll do lunch. And then it's like anywhere between noon and 3. You know, that's lunch. That's the lunch time.
At some point, well,
the lunchtime slot, right?
You know, I shouldn't tell you this because you know it's gonna mess with our relationship. But I've got into this mode where if I know that we have like, you know, 20 minutes to be somewhere. I'll just tell you, we have to be there in 5 minutes. Somewhere.
Yeah, I
know. Be there in 5 minminutes. Because then I know it'll roughly even out to be about 20 minutes anyway.
So you figured out how to counter it.
Yeah. I'm trying to like balance it out somehow, you know. But now you know that I probably have to add like an extra 10 minutes or something.
Exactly.
Like 1 minute. It's gonna be there.
This has turned into a mental joust between the two of us, right? Like.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal your phone and put the clock back. You know, like, yeah, see if
I actually do that with my watch. You know, I try and sometimes just set it randomly, or it's like, yeah, okay, it's supposed to.
I guess put it forward. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You put it forward, but you don't check exactly how far you put it forward. So you know, you just go off your watch, right? You know, you're just like, oh yeah, okay, it's this time, and you know you're maybe a little bit forward, but you don't know how much you are forward, right? So sometimes I try and mess with my head that way.
Yeah, I did that for myself for a while. I said, like, I'll add 5 minutes. So then I'll, you know, if I'm ever in, like, a pinch, I'll be like, oh, I had 5 minutes. Actually, it doesn't work that way. I just automatically calculate the time off, and I'm like, yeah.
That's why you can't know. That's why you can't know what the number is, because that exactly. You're just, there's no point to it.
So you get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe someone could build an app for this, like the clock randomizer.
How to help people who are constantly fashionably late to things.
That sounds like everybody has to know at least one person who's like that.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I mean the French nation. That's how it's run.
The whole country. If every French person buys that app, then it's a very good application. Like we could make a lot of money that way.
Done. All right, let's figure it out. Guys, hit us up. We need to develop.
Copyrighted, of course. Copyrighted, of course. Well, happy, still not quite on the server, so you know now I feel like it's definitely true. If we go to a break, then he's gonna appear magically. So he's probably listening to the stream right now. He's just listening and waiting, saying when are they gonna go on a break?
Yeah, he's just like, okay, how far can I push them, right? And now, right about when we're about to flip the table over. Okay, I'll come back now. I guess one thing that we could talk about with the game as well is just the fact that. It's 7-1, and unfortunately, the one round that HellRaisers managed to pick up, well, yeah, it was a couple rounds ago. So they just can't seem to get there. They had 2 big buy rounds. Well, one semi, like they had a buy, but they were light on nades. Then they had a big buy round, and they won that round. But then they lost the round after that. So HellRaisers on the CT side just aren't making their lives any easier for themselves because they never really have the money. We can see they're 2,000 across the board right now.
It's also not exactly encouraging if the one round you win, someone has to get like a sick triple AWP kill, right? Like,
yeah,
you'd want it to be a bit more convincing, but
we like the highlight reel stuff. Don't get us wrong.
Ooh,
heyo,
wonderful,
awesome.
You guys have no idea what's going on, but we got drinks at the studio.
Tasty beverages.
It's water, really, but still, it'll work. Water.
What? What was that, Anders? You know what I'm reading now? You know, this is as well like the
you probably pronounce vitamins as vitamins as well, don't you?
Vitamins, yeah. Because I'm not weird.
All right.
Have you read Dune?
No.
You know, Frank Herbert, like. I'm in the middle of it right now. I've watched the movie like I don't know how many times.
Yeah,
and I feel ashamed because I never actually read the book.
I played the game and everything.
Yeah.
I always actually kind of wanted. I actually always found that universe was very interesting, like with the sandworms and like having to walk in a certain pattern to like not disturb
not attract them. Exactly.
All those things. Like as soon as I hear that, I'm like, I want to learn more about this. Do you ever watch like the movie called Tremors?
Oh yeah, dude. Classic.
I love that movie. I watch. Actually, it's one of the movies I rewatch every once in a while. I've watched like all of the later ones, and they're all awful. They're really bad. But the first one is amazing.
That had Kevin Bacon in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
Tremors was so awesome. Yeah. Right.
It's absolutely no reason to try and remake that film. Just have to enjoy the original
just wait.
one.
Hollywood will get around to it eventually.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, they've already done like 2, 3, 4, I think. And I actually think I have watched like all of them in like the vain hope that someone would get it right. If they make a new Starship Troopers, I'll watch it, even though I know it will never be the same.
Yeah, you can never do that, never reproduce the original.
Well, the nuts thing is, imagine if somebody did it in like the true quality. They got the original producer back. They got like all the same stuff in there. They made like a real sequel to Starship Troopers. It'd be a huge enterprise. Everybody that I've ever talked to who've watched the original Starship Troopers tell me, I wish there was a really good second. I'm just waiting for it. And like no one's getting that wish fulfilled, apparently.
Think of the pressure, man. Think of the pressure if you're the director who has to take on that task.
Well, that's
you got a cult following for this movie. Okay, go do the sequel. And by the way, we hope you don't get lynched. You know, like it's kind of like what happened with Mad Max. I mean, Mad Max, some people hated it. I loved it. The Muslim, I took the Muslim to see it, and he was just like, "Why did you do this, Andrew?" Like somebody like, "I want 2 hours of my life back." I'm like, "Seriously, bro? It was amazing. Witness me." Like, that was such a sick movie. So I mean, that one lived up to it, but like Starship Troopers has got a special place.
I guess Star Wars is the big one.
Yeah, I'm not that like. I never got bit by like the super hardcore Star Wars bug. Like I've watched the first 3 like. Whole number of times.
Yeah.
But it's not to the point where I'm like quoting the movie and, dressing up as a Jedi and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like that's like the level of hardcore.
Yeah, I think for me, Star Wars is like something you can like immerse yourself into, and like you can really enjoy it while you're doing it. But I don't feel like I've never been like quoting Star Wars too much either. It's not in that sense. It's just like a fun fantasy experience.
It is. I mean, dude, this next movie is gonna be sick.
Well, not so much fantasy, more like really hard-hitting reality that NBK was dishing out here, killing 2 of the HellRaisers members. So we finally got Happy back in the game here. Angel and Schneider are still left, 2 versus 5.
Actually, no, we don't have Happy. We have Next.
So we have Next.
We've got Jordan in here. He's the manager, basically flat-out manager for Team EnVy, and he'll be the one taking Happy's spot, it looks like.
I think that was Kenny no-scoping Angel there, a little bit mean as well. Schneider lost all his teammates, which is a good thing. Nobody to communicate with, but he still dies. MBK, triple kill. And, obviously for the players, this must be the dream that your manager comes in place, because then next time he rails on you for like not doing your job properly or, screwing something up, you could be like, remember that one time? Unless he's really good.
Yeah, unless he's really good. Or he's just like, that's not my job, bro.
In fact, let's spend all our time looking at Next, just to see.
Sounds good. I'm down. Let's see. He's got a Mac 10 right now, so he's obviously not willing to invest too much in this.
And that's super smart. That means we can't actually judge him probably.
Exactly.
Because he could always be like, I obviously wasn't even trying. I've literally got the silver Mac 10. What do you expect of me, So if silver plays come out, he's just charging.
Oh, wow. And he just...
Oh.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Definitely going to stay.
We're never going to let him live this
Definitely
down.
going to stay as a manager there. I can tell. And apparently he played in the last EnVyUS Pro League as well. Maybe is there a pattern here? Is he trying to like root himself out of the managerial role? Oh no!
What? Oh, Kenny.
Yeah, Apex was very low, but he gets that shot on Oscar. That's unreal. Now it's down to a 2 versus 2. Still got plenty of time left here. That grenade gonna go the wrong way. And Kiyoshima, he's trying to hold cover, but he's not the best teammate to have right now. He's got 9 health left.
Yeah, he's in a bit of an exposed spot, so we'll have to see if he can do a Kenny, or if Kenny's just going to decide to... Oh, he nearly hits that shot, the follow-up. That would have been godlike. There's the flash, but Kenny doesn't peek behind it. Now they're just playing for time, because Kenny and Kiyoshima are both so very low on single digits of HP. And Stico, he's just hoping for somebody to make a mistake. He wants somebody to peek him, but they're playing this perfectly, EnVy. It's not until Stico, well, he's looking at the sight that he's going to get caught in the side of the head by Kiyoshima in the end. 14-1 and 3 for Kenny. Kiyo not far behind him. And, even playing 4v5, it looks like EnVy aren't feeling the heat too much here.
No, they don't really care, do they? I mean, why would they? With Kenny hitting these kinds of shots, even on a teammate, and they still win the round.
That's really got to be frustrating for them, though, because think about it. They can't afford to lose a single match here if they want to have that spot at the LAN. Like, they're really on the knife's edge. Maybe they can lose one more map, but then after that, it gets really close. Like, they're already right on the edge of not getting a LAN spot here, EnVy. So, anything that's going to hurt that, especially against a team like HellRaisers, where this should be a 100% win for EnVy, you're not going to be too pleased about.
No, it's true, but they seem to be handling that pressure kind of well right now. They don't seem to be too slowed down by it and too rattled here. Just bringing in next and continuing on. Almost no armor here, but a nice shot from Kucha to bring down Apex. A good start for them. Kiyoshima trying to move up on the plateau. Got to be a little bit careful. Angel is right around the corner. And a bit of a flashbang goes in. Schneider looking for the kill. He's going to get the double body shot in. Kiyoshima will take down one, and that's Angel gone from the plateau. That bomb is really far back, though. Someone has to go back and pick it up here.
It looks like that's going to be next. Big surprise. Actually, no, it's not next. It's Kyo who went back to pick him up. My mistake. Next just died.
Nice headshot there from Stiko as well. Kiyoshima. 30 seconds here for the 1 versus 3. If you had a smoke, maybe you could dream of getting the bomb down, but right now it's going to be very difficult. Nice shot on Schneider, though. He's going to move a little bit closer. Still got some time here. Hits the shot on Oscar. Stiko's down behind that rock, and Kiyoshima jumping and shooting. Not the ideal. So you get look at the kill there. That's going to be now a quad kill. No damage taken at all on Kiyoshima. I have no idea how they didn't manage to put themselves in a better position there, but nice job from Kiyoshima.
How do you let that happen? You have that round in the bag. Okay, well, sometimes unfortunate things happen. That's just life, Anders. Just got to be ready for whatever you meet. And so HellRaisers right now, they're realizing that they all get bodied by Envy no matter how many teammates they have alive. And so HellRaisers are setting up an interesting smoke, actually. Stiko. That's a bit of a cool one. Going to be dropping right down. There it is. So they actually go for the choke point smoke.
All right, then. Now, could they accomplish anything by doing? They even have the Molotovs to rain down, cover the full range here, and well, Kiyoshima does burn alive Schneider's Molotov, so they kind of get that control. They don't stick around to actually hold it, so, and over here at the other side of the map, Oscar's going to get found up. You can tell Angel's still just occupying up here. They're not going to try and move up, and now Envy are going to try and get back in and see if they can reclaim that control, so I don't know, I kind of like it from HellRaisers still. I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah, Kenny is there. Once again, he's through that smoke, so he's going to have that long line out to the back of Plateau. Angel's sitting there with 40 HP, so we'll see if he gets flashed in by a teammate. They're very light on it. Kucher does have one flash, though, but it's not going to help Angel. He gets caught in the end by Apex. Kucher tries to get up close. He will go for the spray, but now another well-timed flash actually comes in and basically saves that one teammate there. I believe that was Kenny. NBK catches Stiko trying to push through the smoke, and now Schneider in drop. He will win versus NBK, but again, another 1v2 situation here. And this time, it's up to the Swede to clutch it for the CIS team.
Right, and Schneider, I think, trying to play some mind games, but might have ultimately mind-gamed himself then. It seemed like that was a bit too elaborate. I kind of understand what he's doing, like running away with the def cam and then, you know, throwing the flashbang, getting back up again, but I don't know, like, there's so much bomb site to check at that point. I feel like if you want to go for it, just run in and try and shoot people. I mean, once you give them a little bit of time, then they're gonna put themselves in a position where you can't root them out, really.
I mean, Schneider's got the aim for that as well.
Yeah.
And then I guess when he realizes Oscar's AWP is over here in Palace, it's not exactly a wrong call to make either on his part, because they're going to be able to buy up some rifles. They wouldn't have been able to afford the AWP, so still, HellRaisers trying to give themselves the best shot possible to get through this and at least put a second round on the board here before the end of the first half, because we're starting to get close. It's 11-1. Envy just dominating on the T side. Next has actually bought a rifle now, though, so again, following Next. Let's see how he decides to play this. He's going to be setting up for a little bit of pressure here and drop to start. There's the boost, and he spots it, so he does get some information for his team. Now they know that there are two players playing in drop.
Yeah, and a really nice grenade as well, doing some good damage to Kucher and Schneider. Kenny legging Angel, so now they're very low on health here on the HellRaisers side, and quick trade there coming in, NBK revenging, Apex going down, Bombers in the middle still, and Oscar not gonna miss that shot, so now Envy at least has to slow down a little bit. They are also a man down, so see if they can find a way to actually get back into this round. Bomb has been picked up and they're moving their way towards the B bomb site. We've got 3 people stacked, including someone looking right on top of the statue there, so you can actually just see over the platform itself. Not at all a bad idea. Schneider the one to see if he can get a kill on somebody. A smoke goes off for the cross, and Kenny, he doesn't see the boost happen, so he ends up going down.
Yeah, nice shot there from upskirt. So,
yeah.
2v4. Yeah, dude, we're going to make that name stick, Anders. It's going to work. There's the deep flash next. Going to be taking point, trying to find the shot. He does actually get the kill onto Kucher. Flat out. Doesn't realize that there's a man playing in the smoke, but it looks like he caught on in the end. 2 kills here for Next. He's taking control of the situation. He will get onto the bomb site, and now, in a 1v2, can the manager clutch it for the Frenchman? Bit of an ugly smoke.
A little bit too far, trying to get this bomb out. Oh, he's getting flanked as well. Not going to happen. Well, he did do more than anybody else on the team here. Ends up running out of time as well. So, not a bad effort, you know. When are we going to see some minus happy plus next threads?
Well, right, you know, and then what I'm curious about is the main game plan going to be for HellRaisers to find next in every T-side round for them, right? Like, where is he playing on the map? Find this guy, turn it into a 4v5 every time.
I hope that's the case, and I hope Envy just decides to bait him, just to be like, yeah, he's here, and now let's all just, like, wait with grenades around him.
Oh, nice flashes.
A lot of rush, a lot of speed coming into the bomb site. NBK opening up on the site, killing Angel, and Apex charging through. Envy back to what they do so well, which is this incredibly speedy play on the terrorist side. And you can tell HellRaisers, they just can't keep up. They can't even adjust in time.
They're monsters. That opening shot from NBK, that's just dead on. You can tell he's been doing some actually, he has been doing some DM quite a bit. He's been trying to play a little bit with the M4A1 again, Anders. So,
nice.
You know, we're starting to see that shift. You know, there was obviously the huge shift over to the A4 once the update came through, but slowly but surely the pros, they're starting to work their way back, figure out the new silence gun, because it might as well be a new rifle with how it actually feels.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also just mentally, like, how and when to use it, like, everyone has to sort of recalibrate themselves. So I'm glad to see that there's been some diversity here lately. Kenny going to win the fight against Oscar. No EWP save, which also means money reset for the 15th round, which is coming up. Just a pretty awful position here.
It certainly isn't pretty. It certainly isn't pretty. Hey, this is as close as you come to like a dumpster kind of scoreline. We're not done yet, obviously. HellRaisers, they can still put up a fight. Double Nova, you know, triple shotgun.
Getting dumpstered, yeah. The first time I really started hearing people saying that a lot was in Hon.
In Hon,
yeah,
right?
remember that? Yeah. I think that was even like a dumpster taunt at the end.
Alright.
I don't know if that's where it originated. That's when I remember people picking it up a lot.
I think it had some like fighting games.
It's probably been, yeah.
But
so many memes do. Oh, Schneider there winning the fight and Oscar helping out, and that's Apex going down. But that also reveals that there's a lot of aggression, and the rest of Envy, they're just going to flank around and take the bomb site here. Angel going down. They saw Kucha in the corner as well. He is in a lot of trouble here. And he's getting a little bit of backup from behind. Maybe they could actually crossfire next, and he gets shot in the leg, gets shot in the face as well. Kucha picking up MBK and actually throws out the rifle there, picking up an AK instead, and Kiyoshima going to go down. That's the last man, so good job, at least at the end here for HellRaisers.
I gotta say, Apex has been a little on the slow side. Seems to be having trouble warming up here, getting his head into this match, which is, you know, a little bit, it's got to be a little frustrating. Hold on, I'm just going to double check. Did he have Apex? Yeah, he did have Apex.
Ooh,
he had
Alex,
Kiyoshima
right.
as well for Alex. I mean, so he's going to be happy. Alex is going to be happy about Kiyoshima, but Apex right now really not doing too much work for him.
He booted Kenny at the end, right? I think he managed.
No, he didn't get Kenny because Kenny is actually the most expensive person tonight. $1,600 if you want to get Kenny. Worth every penny.
Yeah, right now certainly. Then again, maybe Apex is just thinking, you know, it's not a major tournament. You know, I'm just gonna relax here. Not gonna put too much effort in.
Not too much pressure.
Not against HellRaisers anyway. I think if they were playing in this league and they were playing Fnatic or TSM right now, it'd be try-hard time.
Anders, what's with this little asterisk that's starting to show up on the HLTV match?
I think it signifies how good the games are. Because, you know, they're all listed under hot matches, right? So it doesn't really make sense to have 100 matches that are all hot. So now some of them are, like, extra super hot.
Is that really?
I think that's logic. I talked to Peter about it, like, a couple of months ago and said we should probably start subdividing some of the matches that are really good, because otherwise it's like, how can people keep up? I suggested color coding. Not because I think poorly of the intelligence of the HLTV community, just because... Like,
good cover, good cover.
Of course not. They're my crowd, you know.
I mean, Cloud9 versus Conquest is a double.
Yes.
What does that say? What does that say about that match? Okay, never mind. Let's get into it.
Oh, Stiko, Schneider, and Oscar helping out as well. Good triple opening here in favor of HellRaisers. Kenny, oh no, Kenny again, and Kiyoshima with another headshot. What's happening? Kiyoshima taking down Kucha. How does it turn around? That was a 2 versus 5 in a goddamn pistol round, and they still end up winning it. That's ridiculous.
That is what... Yeah, Alex is really happy. We actually have the instant replay of that. I mean, because it was so quick as well for HellRaisers. 3 kills, and you're thinking, that's it, they're just going to roll over Envy, get that strong start. And then Kiyoshima and Kenny were like, no funnel out on this server, boys. They're actually in a race right now. They're tied at 19 frags each. So, yeah, pretty big gap. Pretty big gap between them and the runners-up. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like some kind of bet going on between the two of them. Kind of how it used to be with JW and Schneider on Fnatic.
Well, we'll see who's going to end up coming out on top. Right now, Kiyoshima doing a pretty good job here. Kenny trying to hold on and also getting a kill there. And looking very bad for HellRaisers at the moment. They're a man down. They don't have the equipment here. Next, probably didn't need to go and fight then, but, you know, he's the manager. He calls his own shots.
Exactly.
Who's going to stop him? He
Happy
can't be
isn't
stopped.
here.
Yeah, nobody can stop this guy.
Well,
he should just give himself a raise right now, just to spite them, just to be like,
hey, I don't see you guys managing anything.
Yeah.
I'm playing and managing. That's right.
Yeah, he should put that as double pay for the month. That'd be amazing.
Do you think Astro would actually look at that and take that seriously? Just be like,
I feel like it'd be so funny that Mike might just be, he just might laugh at it and just pay him. 14-3 here, and we are obviously moving towards a bit of a one-sided victory for Envy, which could have been a predictable outcome just because of the state of HellRaisers here. The roster changes, the general confusion, what language is being spoken, who's doing what.
That level of frustration. I mean, Schneider, again, just gets picked up very quickly here. Pretty standard anti-eco round so far, guys. He knows that there's a second man in here as well. Kenny in danger, but, you know, it's not going to be dangerous for Kenny. It's Stico who takes a bullet to the face.
Yeah, good, really smooth round from Kenny. Like, his M4 work there looked very crisp, you know? It's one of those things where whenever the topic comes up, like, who is the best opera in the world? And I guess given, like, the major performance here, I mean, Guardian was, like, I think he was even voted, like, the MVP of the tournament. Yeah. Like, a really good performance overall. But it always falls back to then that secondary question is like, all right, well, what if you can't afford an AWP? Then how good is that player going to be to your team? And players like Kenny and Guardian, I think, have shown that they're quite capable. But there are some other AWPers out there every once in a while where you're like, well, is he going to be super useful? I think JDM is one where you're like, well, what happens if JDM doesn't have the AWP? Skadoodle may be in a bit of a similar boat, but not, I think, quite as bad.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's an interesting question anyway.
No, that's you kind of get these total package deals now with AWPers, where, and this is something that, like, again, Thorn has spoken about at length, how you used to just have specialists, you know, as they AWP or nothing for these guys. Now, they can be a real threat no matter what you give them. And that's also so important for a team like Envy, because they do have a playstyle that revolves more around, you know, low econ buys into forces, into just all-out aggression. It's not really double save into an AWP, right? That's slower style of play. So it's good that Kenny's able to, you know, multitask a little bit. A little unfortunate there that the flash didn't work for Apex, but he does pick up the first kill. And it is still going to be a man advantage here for HellRaisers in the end. Angel takes out Kiyoshima as well. So next, it's your time to shine, baby. Let's see it.
Ooh, well, he hits the one headshot there. MBK, if he could have stayed alive, then maybe they could have brought it back. Now next is going to be pretty far away from the bomb and in a 1 versus 3. So, you know, the risk of sounding concerned. I don't see him doing this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Come on, Anders. Oh, you have little faith.
I don't have the faith for it. No, I'm sorry, I can't. Can't do it. Gonna walk in here, and could have almost taken out 2 players in this round, so doesn't get the kill ultimately, and it's gonna be another round for HellRaisers. But I'm still not too excited here, so I feel like it's still pretty far away.
Time to get a monster next. Yeah, he's got 5,000, so he's still got the money. I guess it's just so long as you have the money to get Kenny and off, just keep buying. Especially when you have 11 match points to work with.
Yeah, and now is that time where we have to talk about the round difference, which does make a difference in this tournament. If you end up with like you know, a tied, a 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many you can tie this with.
I mean, right now, Envy, with a 10 wins, 7 loss score, have a 31 round difference, right? 31. So it's been a lot of tight matches for them. Team Solo Mid sitting at 17-3. They have a 122 round difference. The hell is that obscene difference, Anders?
They've just been stomping people, basically.
Basically, it's just been complete one-sided affairs.
Oh, this is great opening from Schneider right now, taking down 2. Finally drops Apex. We'll see if they can get back in it here next. He's trying to get that kill. Grenade goes through, but not going to hit anybody. He's got Kenny on the site. They are losing the A-bomb site, so it looks like another round for HellRaisers.
Yeah. I don't know. Next, he's right on the edge. There's the flash. Misses the jump. Needs to get in there. Gets the kill.
So close.
He's just playing with you, Sam. Like, he was on it the whole time.
For a second there, man. And the bomb has been planted. Of course, HellRaisers are going to play it safe once they have the info as to where the remaining 2 members are playing for Envy. So Envy just trying to back out here. It looks like they want to try and save their guns. Next goes first. Kenny gets caught. Gonna be able to get that flash down, but now they know. And the hunt begins. HellRaisers, they're fanning out across the map looking for the French hopper.
I mean...
They want a piece of that baguette.
Yeah, he's going to be gone. That's dangerous as well for Kenny right there. I mean, you send your manager first in a run like that. Just like, all right, go on next. Exit the bomb site. You go first and see what's there.
Nexus just said, so you don't want food at the next land. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone else is going to show up at the airport, and Kenny's going to be like on a different like propelled plane, and like everyone else is flying first class.
But they just didn't have any seats left, Kenny. Sorry, man. What a shame. Yeah, you remember that time? Yeah. Maybe you should go first,
There's no
Kenny.
seats left, but the whole plane just has like a giant Envy logo because Hastro literally just bought like an airline. And it was like, it's our airline. How could there be no seats? Like, yeah, Kenny, I'm sorry. Not going to happen.
You're going to go first this time,
Yeah,
bro.
the only one who can bait anyone on this team is Happy.
Yeah, that's just how it works,
MBK
right?
stabs Angel, but look at this return. Oscar with a double headshot here. Kenny and Apex to go down, and now it is next. And Kiyoshima left still, trying to see if they could wait their way out here. Somehow, it's a 2 versus 3, and considering what happened in the pistol round second half here, don't really want to rule anything out.
Oh. No, got my hopes up there for a second that he could get that shotgun out, but good timing there by Schneider to hunt down that frag. 15-6, and Envy now's the time. They're gonna buy. Does he have enough, Kenny, for an AWP? No, he's just short. Does NBK, is he the true teammate? Does he drop one for his teammate? No.
Schneider is doing pretty well. I mean, 18 kills right there. Followed up by Oscar at 14. And actually, Stico
it's a quasi-buy. Wait a second. Was there some miscommunication on this round? Apex has a rifle, but the rest of them are kind of in the middle. That's a little ugly.
Nice grenade there, though. Right onto Schneider, and a good stack in the bomb site. And backup is coming as well. Apex, he's actually rotating with the M4 as well. So right now, about to be 5 people on one bomb site here. Good opening from Angel on 1 now out on the plateau, exposing himself a lot, but nobody's returning fire at the moment. They're all just backed up right here. Stico getting a double kill and Apex going down. A very weird scenario. Like, if you're Envy in that situation, because this bomb site has so many levels and so many ways to hide inside the bomb site, what you actually can do is very easy to set up a scenario in which once people make it out onto the plateau, you just say 1, 2, 3, go, and everyone peeks from 3 different angles, and maybe some people die, but generally you can return the frag, right? This seemed more like Envy were just saying, I just want to be the last guy to be alive and try and get some kills. Never mind winning the round.
Yeah, I'm just really surprised that Apex would actually run in there when he's clearly made a big investment in the round. I mean, he still just has enough to get 1 rifle out of it. I mean, they have got a bit of a loss bonus going now for them, Envy. But Envy really need to just kind of put their feet down as a group and say that's enough, HellRaisers. 8 rounds. That's I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world if this turns into a closer match, but I think Envy, they just need to get the job done.
Yeah, nobody wants to end up losing to round difference. That's so disappointing. Like, nothing must feel more defeating than that kind of thing. The boost again here is what we've been trying to term upskirt for obvious reasons. Don't Google it. Angel, and if you do, don't write us afterwards at least and complain. Angel already dead here. Oscar with the AWP. We've got the double up set up here on Kenny and Kiyoshima's side. Oh, that was almost the double kill. You see how close that was? Strafing into the bomb site was Apex. He could have got himself killed then. That would have been beautiful, but it doesn't quite happen. And now back into a 4 versus 4. Kucha trying to get close. He's going to spray down Apex and looking good right now. Oscar also picking up a kill there, and Kiyoshima making a lot of noise. An easy target here, but Schneider somehow missing all the bullets. I have no idea why.
Uncharacteristic. 2 on 3. All 3 players for HellRaisers are stuck on that A site, though.
If Schneider would have grabbed his AK and tossed it like a spear at Kiyoshima, he would have probably killed him instead. It would have done more damage, I think. I think an AK would probably impale someone if you threw it like that.
Well, like, what happens if you want to use, like you can use your AK like a club? You know, instead of reloading, You know, close quarters, you don't swap for the knife, you can just club somebody.
Okay, but you would obviously hit them with the thick end of it, right? Where the wood is.
Yeah.
So here's the dangerous part, right? If you do that and you go for like a big swing, then at the point where you hit people, the barrel's going to be pointed at you, right? So if somehow it clicks off at that point, yeah, you'll probably club them in the face, but then you'll shoot. You know, you see what I'm getting at?
I see where you're getting at. Yeah.
And I'm just saying,
that can be awkward.
I mean, with all respect to like the production quality of AK-47s, I feel like it's not the most reliable weapon in that sense.
Well, isn't it crazy how reliable, how long that gun has been in production?
Well, that's literally because there's like no electrical parts or anything to it, right? It's just pure mechanics.
Have you watched those GIFs where they like cut it in half?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like this is how the gun actually works.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it is like it's a crazy like engineering feat that it still works. But it's because it's so rudimentary, it's so simple that like you can do almost anything with it, right? But still, I think I wouldn't try and do that. I see what you're getting at, but I think I wouldn't.
That's what I'm waiting for, you know, man. It's like Dune again. Coming back to that, right? Shields, can't use projectile weapons anymore. Got to go back to swords. Got to go back to knives. Nasty ways to kill people. There you go.
I mean,
I sound a little bit too happy about that thought. So, guys,
all in video games, of course.
Yeah.
The social justice warriors are going to be on you.
Oh,
what happened?
Happy's back.
All right, they're just going to
join the spectators. Are they really going to just let Next finish the map now?
I feel like they should.
I agree.
No.
Well, that's a disappointment.
Okay.
Is his money going to be set though?
I'll probably figure it out. Did you play that old Dune game that was like Command and Conquer, only Dune?
No.
Really cool game.
I'd heard about it, but I never played it.
Yeah, really cool game, but like the 3 different factions, and then you could like... It did feel very much like a Command and Conquer type game, but it had like some slightly different mechanics. Mm-hmm. I actually really sort of missed that kind of game. Yeah. I don't know if I would play it, but those are like the only games that I've ever actually played like a single-player games, apart from like Half-Life and stuff like that.
Command and Conquer.
But that's the thing. Like, and Red Alert.
Apollo was like, well, I mean, Apollo was pro at Command and Conquer. So I mean, you know, that was like his bag, right? But it was I never really got into the whole Command and Conquer thing.
I hear we're visiting him tomorrow.
Yeah, visiting him, and you know, not willingly for him, not willfully.
No, not on his part anyway.
I think he's actually a little miffed. I imagine he's gonna be kind of jet lagged after coming back from BlizzCon.
It's no downtime like that. Nice sneak through the smoke there, and Apex is going to get the kill on Stico. Could be potentially the last round, especially if NBK is going to get headshots like that. But Happy missing one from the back lines here. Goes for it again, and Schneider is going to be gone. It's not done yet, though. Oscar and Kucher are still alive here. 2 versus 3. Try and see if they can get back in somehow. Oscar with a good shot there on Happy. Very important kill. If Oscar goes down, that's the bomb gone as well, and everything goes to hell.
Yeah, have we... I was about to say, have we lost like the op sound file? Because it just keeps seeming like that we get op shots and we don't hear the gun go off. But that time we actually heard it. So still, you're right. 2-on-2, 40 seconds left, and Kucher with the backstab could catch Apex off guard here. Could go the other way as well. They actually managed to dodge each other around the pillar, and there's the free kill for Kucher taking out Kenny. Apex can't strike back fast enough, and now he's lost the element of surprise. Kucher knows where he's playing from. That smoke goes down, and he just goes charging through Apex. No fear. But no kills either. He actually completely fluffs it. He's having a little bit of a struggle tonight, Anders. 14 kills only for him.
Yeah, a bit of a weird scenario then. I mean, a second's timing would have made a huge difference, obviously. If you could have seen him walking back there, then the round would have probably been over. But it does go in the way of HellRaisers, and we'll see how long they can continue here. 15-9. And Kenny with the AWP. See if they're going to go for another double here, or if they're just going to leave it to Kenny.
Looks like it is just going to be the Kenny Meister.
The Kenny Meister.
And Kiyoshima's just... Well, even though Kiyoshima, I mean, we saw those shots from upskirt. It wasn't exactly a very difficult shot either. Seems like he just wants to get the job done. Go for the rifle. We do see the return of the A1, though. Happy's going to be one of those guys who's just really happy to actually be playing with the A1 again. The silenced rifle.
Oh, look at the charge through the middle here. HellRaisers is actually putting on a hell of a lot of speed. Stico and Angel both picking up a kill, but Kenny's going to get one on Kucher then. A bit of a glitch there, I think, as well. And now it's 3 versus 4. Bomb is still very far back here. Definitely still possible for enemy to win the round.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they get into the right spot. They have an accurate read on where HellRaisers want to take this fight. They're heading over to the B site here, and 2 players are going to be ready for Envy. They don't really have too many nades though to work with though. Kiyoshima the only one with any utility, so it is going to come down to the rifle shots. But if Kenny's in the right spot, unfortunately for them, Kenny's over on the A site, so it is going to come down to the two players here on the B site to really just shut things down. And Kiyoshima playing from upskirt again, from behind the pillar, lands the first shot, gets a headshot onto Angel.
They're so slow on HellRaisers side right now. This is a huge problem for them, obviously. Kiyoshima is ultimately going to go down and MBK to fall next. Now it's all on Kenny. 1 versus 1 against Oscar. Bomb is being put down, but Oscar can't make it out. Goes down. Kenny with the triple kill, and that's going to be 16-9 in favor of Envy, with Kenny at 27 at the end of it. So, I mean, the big problem that round was as soon as Kenny gets the kill over at the A-bomb site, the rest kind of have to go B. Like, they can't just wait around on the plateau, and they waited around way too long, man. Not a good idea.
No, it was, all right, hold on. Gotta go this way.
I'm trying to center everything. It's because you've been moving around during the...
I'm just, like, rolling around on my chair, and, well, you know, it's a good time. Yeah, so... It's it feels like it could have been a much more clean affair if it weren't for the happy incident. But then I don't feel too bad about it, Anders. It's not every day you get to see Next. Yeah, play the game.
True, we can make fun of him next time. I like that. I think we should definitely go for that one.
Yeah, that one time you tried to play CS. Get me a monster.
We're gonna run into matchmaking at some point, and he's gonna just crush us, isn't he? That's gonna be the thing.
Oh man, it's still one of my treasured memories. Yeah, it was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Ran into Happy on matchmaking, beasted him.
Who did I think I ran into Kiyoshima at one point. He was playing with some very bad teammates, and we ended up just barely winning on Inferno, but he was crushing everybody. It was kind of painful. Look, if you guys have been missing anything, maybe this match, just tuning in now, or all the previous matches that have been going on, then go and check out theScore eSports and download the application for your iOS or Android device. Also check out with the articles and everything else. The link's right down there. Cool little banners and everything. So definitely go and check that out and see. Good way of keeping up with all things Counter-Strike related. Now, that's going to be it for the first game, not for tonight. We still have 2 more games coming up, but a bit of a break in between. The first game, or the next game, starting at in about 45-ish minutes. Yeah. So you guys get a little bit of a break, we get a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back. And it's going to be Nip playing SK, I believe, as the first game.
Yeah, we've got 2 SK games to close it out, yeah.
Yeah, watching SK get beat a lot. So...
Gotta love watching those Danes get beat up.
Get some popcorn out, yeah. Get a Swedish flag, get a French flag out. And, you know,
a Swedish flag?
Yeah, anything but a Danish flag is what I'm trying to say. That's the thing. So, 45 minutes, and we'll be back with NIP and SK.